I know you. I know who you are. I know who you want to be. All kinds of actors around these parts. Why can't you be one? You want to, don't you? Don't you want everyone to look at you and be like, "Wow, that person's better than me." That's what you wanted always. Now you're going to get it this year, in the year of 2024, and I will teach you how. Life can be difficult. It can be hard to know exactly how to do the things that you want, but if you think of it, it will happen. First, you must accept responsibility that everything that you don't currently have is because of you. Everything in your life is your fault. But that's good though, because that's all the bad stuff, but also the good stuff. You can't recognize what the good stuff is though. And when you do positive affirmation exercises, they feel ironic and it hurts. But that's okay. We're going to grow past that. We're going to grow into a growth mindset that's built around shame and being mean to oneself, really. Really what your frame of mind on this thing should be, you have some place that you want to be and you are not there yet. Why? Because the world, because the way the world, the government, is that what you're saying to you and yourself and your loved ones? No. It's all your fault. So take that emotional burden, raise it way up over your head like Atlas holding up the world, put it on your shoulders, throw up a bit in your mouth, swallow it down, and now it's up to you. The game's changed. It's not how it once was. Back in the day, even in the 90s, you could walk into an audition in Hollywood and just be like, "Hey, can I be in your movie?" And they would immediately jump up and start applauding and say, "That's so amazing. Wow. No one has shown up. No one was coming to these auditions except for you. We're so excited. Yeah, you can be Tom Cruise in Top Gun. Come on in." And then they would do it. And then you'd be in a movie and you would be Tom Cruise. And that's basically the origin story of Tom Cruise. Risky business. Nowadays, you have to be a little more strategic, right? And so I think if you want to be a Timothée Chalamet, if you want to be him, you're gonna have to probably do something notable enough to get people outraged or to have the boomers put you on the news. I would be more drastic with the joke I'm making right now, but otherwise, like this video is gonna be taken down. But so pivot from that, right? Let's think about examples of that in the culture, right? Um, everybody. Everybody who's ever gotten famous, it's because they take a video of them doing a stinky, and then they're famous. Don't Google it. Don't no. Don't fact check it. That's not what the video is. Don't check out and see who I was gonna talk about or even who I meant. It's everybody without question. Here, do a mindful exercise with me real quick. Just be here with me. Don't think about it. If this is on another monitor, stop looking at the other one. Look at me for a second. You feel that like mild discomfort? Feel that uneasiness of breath? You feel that each day, even on your good days, there's just like that passing feeling for a second where you're like, "Oh, that's really nice. Maybe I get it." No, throw that away. No, be here with me for a second. You don't like yourself. You're stupid, ugly, and n- wait, no, I thought about this. Stupid, ugly, and lazy. That's what you are. Okay. So let's break that down into three actionable steps. Okay. So you're not very smart. How can you make yourself smarter? Take responsibility for the fact that you're not. You have to start reading books. You have to start looking and figuring out how to do the things you don't know how to do that you want to be able to do. If you don't do that, then you're going to keep being the way that you are. Okay, and I know I'm kind of being like I've kind of been joking, but I mean that was just I was clearly I've been improvising this whole video that came off the cuff. It probably would help you if you like learned about things. That's one of the few joys I get out of life is learning about stuff. when I want to and feel like it. So that was step one. What was step two? Oh, you're ugly. There's nothing you can do about being ugly. Trust me, I know. Currently, I've been working out pretty regularly for the past year. I feel pretty physically fit. I still look in the mirror and I don't like what I see. Now, some would call that body dysmorphia. I would call it probably yes. My childhood, I was bullied for being underweight, or not even bullied. Mostly just like my weight was constantly observed by the people around me, the people I respected and the people I didn't really care for. But when it comes to respect, I've come to find out about myself that I must respect everybody because I take everybody's opinion to heart and not with a grain of salt. So if you come up to me and you're just like, hey, this is the way you are about this thing, I'll be like, that person's right about that. But probably not if it's positive. I usually don't internalize that if it's positive. We started talking about me instead of you. Okay, we covered intelligence or your intellect or like figuring it out. What was the middle one? The middle one. Oh yeah, you're ugly. There's nothing you can do about that. You can buy new clothes, work out, meditate, reframe your mind, but all that stuff's made up and it doesn't actually help you. You just see like a pretty person walking across the street and you're just like, there's that little party that's like, man, why can't I be pretty like that? You know? So that's just always gonna be with you. I think that's part of the human condition of just like even the Timothy Samalov, even he doesn't like the way he, or maybe he's super conceited. I don't know him on a person to person basis. I guess what I'm trying to get at is like, even though like these people are super famous and stuff, at the end of the day, they're still humans, and so you can probably be self assured that at least 70 to 80% of the time they're also majorly depressed. This day and age, just throwing that out there, just trying to be real and but wait, right, but you're trying to be famous. You're trying to be a famous actor in 2024. That's why you clicked on the video. And it's very impressive that you stuck around this long. As I'm sure, like every single person that this video shows up in their feed, they're gonna click on it. They're gonna see me. They're gonna hear me talking, and they're gonna be like, "Wow, I want to watch however long this video is." Which at this point, I don't even know what that is, but you do. So that's another thing. You see what I just did? And we're gonna segue into something else. I don't care that I didn't get to the third point. I already forgot what the third adjective I said was. It was no, it was I said you were stupid, ugly, oh, and lazy. Yeah. You just gotta do stuff. Um and I don't know how to do that because I do like a million different things, but I can't stick to one thing. Man, someone's talking on my phone. But yeah, that feeling that you just always have, you're looking forward to all week you work and you look forward to the weekend and then you get your weekend off and then still it's not all glittery and gold like you wanted it to be. And in the back of your mind, you're just like, man, I should be doing something different with my time. And you're not like sitting with yourself and really like experiencing the present moment and really like appreciating and enjoying your time off. Instead, you're kind of working from not from zero, but exhaustion from working, and you're trying to get back up to zero or just below zero by the time Monday hits. You're lazy, and it's your fault that your dreams and passions in life are slipping through your fingers like grains of sand every single day, and you have to wait for them to come back on their own. So, that was the third point I said that I wasn't going to get into, but I had to get into it. No, because otherwise, all of you would have in the comments like, TJ, you're ugly and I hate you. And you're so right about that when you say it. Like what I was saying about what I said before. So the next point I was going to get to is okay, acting. How do you do it? And you see people all the time. This is what my YouTube channel is going to be now, by the way, right? I am a fantastically successful actor, and I've been that way for a long time. And people look at me and they ask without saying, TJ, how do you do it? How are you such a good actor? Even what I'm doing right now, this is a persona. There's an aspect of me, but it's not me, right? And you probably feel like this through life, right? Every single interaction you have with a person, it's transactional, right? You're thinking about what can this person give me? And how little of myself can I give to them to get it? right? So here's an example of acting, right? A bad example. You're just like, okay, so the line is, what did I do to deserve this? I love you. Okay. And maybe the circumstances are like, okay, it's like a lover's feud, and this is like the climax of the scene. Go. And you hear that, and already tension is going through your body, and you're just like, I already forgot. What did I do to deserve this? I love you. And even that's like almost too good, because like you can tell I don't care about how I look. This is another pet peeve of mine. We're so far off the video topic, it doesn't even matter. I don't like observing, and I've been guilty of it too. Don't get me wrong. Like, you have to be in a very specific state to just like, quote unquote, what actors and artists call go there. That's what people like to see. Like, there's like an element of like, people just like you kind of hitting that primitive animalistic part of you. Um, and it can be funny at the right moment. It can be gutturally sad and upsetting in the right moment, but you have to tap into like the part of you that, like, I watched a video a while ago on YouTube, and it was like this weird self-help guy, and he was like trying to get this guy to like yell at the top of his lungs. And it was a weird video, weird guy, weird seminar, but a good point. You tell someone to yell at the top of their lungs, they don't actually do it. And I'm not going to do it now either, because I don't want to freak out my neighbors. They're lovely people, and we don't talk to each other. So I'm not going to yell either. But like, for example, I can do an impression of someone. If you tell them to yell at the top of their lungs, they'll be like, "Ah!" You can just feel them holding back, and that's no fun. So the whole point of acting, or I think what people think good acting is the opposite of that. Like, you're completely unrestrained. You're in that artistic flow state, and things are just like coming like water out of a faucet. It's just dripping out, and it's there, right? And what you see a lot with acting, especially even some people to the untrained eye who don't really get acting, they're just like, wow, that's really good acting. It's like, no, that person is being like, so like, like, it's like, but it's not. So here's the bad acting again. What did I do to deserve this? I love you. And here's the good acting. What did I do to deserve this? I love you. You see the difference? You have to like you have to really put yourself into the situation and just like feel good about it. And that exercise I just showed, that can be a helpful thing for you. Think about like, how would a bad actor do this? Here, let's try a totally different circumstance. It's a little more low key. Okay, your friend was just like, "You know what? Maybe I think you're smelly." And then you launch into a monologue of like, "Well, you've always thought I was smelly, didn't you? Huh. Ever since the day we met, you were saying that about me, that I was smelly. Why would you figure that? Huh? Because of the way I am? The way I conduct myself in life? The way I smell? Don't ever consider me a friend anymore. You didn't realize that I was smelly. You were too busy assuming I was smelly. Come on." And get what that's another good thing. Like, when you add a little extra pepper that doesn't need to be there, but really make a meal out of it. Just like, you know, you're just like, you're trying to telegraph to the audience that you're just like, you find the situation so funny. You've seen it before. It's like this. You're really like on their ass now, and you're just like, and I bet you think, do one of those, but like really eat it to the point where it's like, you can tell that you're not comfortable in the moment. You're kind of like, I should be doing something right now. I should have some sort of like beat shift happening. Do that. So like, again, I'll get on them again. You think you're such a clever little boy. The less confident that little laugh can be, the better. You think you're such a clever little boy. Uh, but you're not. And you never have been. Because you know why? Because of it. Because of what you were saying before about me being smelly. I'm not smelly. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Do something really weird. Like, really, like, the more you can feel like, man, I don't want anyone to see me doing this right now, the better acting it is. And that wasn't even one of the lines I had. But even then, you could kind of feel the push and pull of me not wanting to go all the way there, right? I'm nervous. I don't want to be heard. But if I really went there, it'd be something like, "Ah!" But then I was holding it in again. You see what I mean? It's like kind of going there, but not quite. There's something. And so that's what you need to work on. You need to work on, like, what would happen if I looked at the camera and I wasn't thinking about anything else? There's no facial tension. I'm not putting on any sort of shtick. You almost lose yourself for a moment. I'm not putting on airs for whatever I think this video should be. I'm looking at a camera, but I'm imagining that I'm looking at you and connecting with you. And maybe it doesn't feel real for you, but it feels a lot more real for me than the rest of the video did. Even taking a little bit of time to say what I'm thinking and think through what I'm thinking and just be in this moment with you. This moment that is dead to time, but still being poopy little baby poops with it. See? And just like that, it went out the door because I couldn't be genuine for more than just a heartbeat. But you felt it. Mm-hmm. So join me next time. Yeah, I put on the dress shirt, but still have sweatpants on. So there's that illusion shattered. But yeah, join me next time for. I'll probably do something. Oh yeah, and if you made it this far, I do want to talk about. I know this channel for a while was me doing those Dragon Ball Z games. I was burnt out on that stuff. I was like trying to figure out stuff to do with this YouTube channel for a long time. And then I started doing that and I was lazy and I was still sticking to like a YouTube video a week schedule and it was easy. And then the algorithm picked it up and people really liked it. And I was really excited because my channel never grew like that before. I feel like I talked about this in a recent video. So I stuck with that. And then I was trying to pivot to like AI and stuff. And then I just realized that AI and stuff is really freaking hard and it just couldn't keep my attention. It's one of those things. I have an innate curiosity for a lot of things, but like the curiosity kind of wavered and I was like, I'd rather just go do something else now. That's a little more fun. So yeah, I found myself kind of forcing myself to kind of put in time for that I didn't want to put in. So I don't know. Yeah, I just made this video. This is more in the vein of the kinds of YouTube videos I would make when I was even more mentally unstable in a confusing, seemingly timeless place in my life, like really just lost. And now I feel like I'm in a more solid and, grounded place, but I did really just miss to a degree turning on the camera and just babbling at it. So this felt really good to do, and hopefully it's at least to a degree enjoyable for someone, but mostly doing it for me. I've had a mental block for a while on this YouTube channel and just kind of miss it. But yeah, I was just telling myself all these things about what it had to be. And the thing that really made me fall in love with my YouTube channel in the first place was it could kind of be whatever. Yeah, and it was sad to kind of have to quietly say goodbye to it. But now I'm saying hello. And I'm not trying to do any big kind of thing with it. I'm not saying like this is how we're going to do things now. I just want to kind of like make stuff when I feel like it again, not worry about what it has to be. But if you want to learn more about acting, just kidding. It's not, well, it could be. Like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the drill. All right. I'm gonna edit this somehow. Take care of yourselves. Wow, 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 wow.